Hi there. So I want to talk for just a minute about what might actually be the most important thing when it comes to feeding our families. And I know that's a pretty bold statement, and there's a lot of things that we could say are important, but I actually think this might be true. So I was doing a group call for our program, the Feed Your Family with Confidence Collective this week. And a topic came up around kind of being frustrated with, why am I serving food in this way? Why am I putting it out family style? Why am I letting my kids choose what they want to plate? If the truth is, they just keep picking the same things that I anticipate they would pick. I could predict that they would just put the rice on their plate, or they would just put the beans and chicken, or whatever it would be. They're not really trying new food. So why am I going to this extra work and putting in extra energy? And this is what I think is so important, is that what this member shared with me is that so often we get this impression from maybe social media or wherever it might be, that when we take this approach to feeding, that things are just going to like shift, and our kids going to try the green beans on the table or the broccoli because we took the pressure off and we're just allowing them to put it on their plate, right? Like, things are going to be better. They're going to eat more variety. And oftentimes we hear those stories, even from people maybe that aren't like a provider like myself, but maybe that say, I started doing this and it worked great for my family, right? And my kids started eating X, Y, and Z, or I put out the taco bar and they made a taco and they ate it and they've never done that before. And those moments absolutely happen. I have moments where my kids make things I never thought they would make. And so many moments where they also eat what I would consider to be the really predictable food. Or for instance, when we just did a snack yesterday that was peanut butter and Nutella Uncrustables and some extra Nutella to dip with pretzels and peaches, they only ate all the Nutella based things and didn't touch the peaches. Like, that does happen. Just because we serve food family style, just because we give our kids more power and control to choose what they want, doesn't mean they're always going to start being more adventurous, or that they're automatically going to eat less than you think they should, right? Or whatever it might be. The truth is that this approach to feeding our kids is about giving them that autonomy and control unconditionally, not because we're trying to get to another result. Now, those results do often happen, and that's even supported by research. That oftentimes, right, our kids do better self-regulate and attune to their body cues in a pressure-free environment where they feel safe to eat the amount they want and need, where they do end up eating more variety over time as they feel more comfortable. Those things happen, but we cannot be attached to that result, or else we're doing something similar with this mild pressure and coercion that they are going to feel. They're going to feel our frustration. We're going to serve food in a different way. We're going to make comments that suggest they should have eaten different or that we're uncomfortable. We're going to give the side eye because we're so anxious about how much they're eating, or frustrated that they're not eating the broccoli that we went, to whatever depths to prepare. So we have to detach from the outcome and stay focused on what our whole goal is. And so what I want to do is to encourage you to think about, why are you actually taking this approach to feeding? What is your goal? Is it just to get your child to eat more vegetables? Is it to get them to eat less? Or is it to truly instill a healthy relationship with food within them, where they feel they can trust themselves to eat, where they feel autonomy over their own bodies? And that's why I say I think this is the most important thing, is that we really recognize what our goals are and what we can and can't control. And we can only control the way that we show up and how we best support our kids. We can't control what they actually eat or when they will eat it. So I want you to take a few minutes to think about that and think about why this is important to you and what you want for your child. Okay. Because it might not look on the exact timeline that you want it to, or maybe they'll never like broccoli. Like maybe they're just an individual who will never like broccoli. But does this still make it worth it? Right. And one of the things we talked about on our call was, how are you actually doing that so it doesn't feel super stressful for you? Like, what systems do you have in place to make meals easier? Where are you coming from when you decide what to serve so that you're not frustrated at the end? So we want to have also an understanding of how we're approaching food, right? We want to have systems in place. We want to know what our boundaries are. We even want to have, like, I call it 5-minute meal planning for the week. Like, we want to have systems in place that make food so much easier so that we're not feeling resentful. Okay. So it's both this practical aspect of that, and it's really looking at the big picture philosophy. If you could use some support with any of this, send me an email, comment here, let me know that you're interested. And I am happy to give you more information about how you can be a part of our group too, and how you can get that type of support where you have those systems and the tools and the practical aspects, and you can keep getting those reminders about why you're really doing this. So it's both pieces, right? It's tweaking the strategy, and it's you staying focused and centered on what your goals really are. All right. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. What are your goals when it comes to feeding your family? If you could use a little bit more support, anything else I can do to help in this process. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.